guys, pupc here. It's another raw vegan day. I have some breakfast to share with you. So I've been sprouting some lentils, some oat groats, also some broccoli sprouts, but the oats were really exciting because they got really sprouty, really fluffy, super ready to eat, and I decided to whip up some topping. So I had some hazelnuts already sitting around that had been soaking to make some raw vegan Nutella. So I put a few of those hazelnuts with some water, a couple dates, blended that baby up, also using the high-speed blender. So definitely high-speed blender, like a Vitamix is what I have. It's the way to go, and make sure that your smoothies or creams are going to be nice and smooth, no grainy bits, no chunkiness. I don't think a regular blender can make it happen, because I've used that before in the past and it's never as delicious. So anyways, using the high-speed blender, whipped that up, made it like a cream sauce, put it on top of my oats with some raisins and some cinnamon, and I'll show you what it turned out like. Ooh, it's very like creamy. So down there's the oats, yes, some raisin and cinnamon on top. And I'll put a picture on Insta. I wonder if I could safely scoop some oats up for you. Oh yes, okay, and it'll drip right into the bowl. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, it's dripping in the bowl. Yes, okay. But you can see it looks like sprouts because it is sprouts. They're oats and they have little sprouties coming right out of them. But this is so delicious and exciting to eat. Okay, so that's my brekkie. And then for lunch, more sprout action. Actually, yesterday's lunch, I had a second batch that I put aside for today. So it is this guy. Now this is a mix of the lentil sprouts and the broccoli sprouts. And I mixed it up with some leftovers from a raw vegan restaurant. So what I had ordered was this thing called peace pasta from Wild Living Foods, and it's like this creamy pasta. The noodles are kelp, and then they use a cream sauce, nut-based for sure, with probably nutritional yeast in there, heck yeah. And so I just used that as the sauce and mixed it with my sprouts, and it's a very savory, delicious meal. I had one last piece of carrot cake, raw vegan carrot cake, from a cafe I went to on Earth Day. So bam, smushed it in here, and that piece is ready to go for dessert. Also, of course, got my classic apple, and got my classic cold brew oolong, yes, and a hot tea for the ride into work. Yes, so I need to get some cute stickers to put on this cup. Anyways, I also wanted to comment. Yesterday I made a long video and I thought it was kind of rambling and not as beautiful and eloquent and concise as it could have been, and that's because of a couple things. One is I do get flustered at my own imperfections. Even though I'm not perfect, and of course who is, right? Still, it hurts when you see your own flaws and you think about your own mistakes. And so that's not super comfortable to talk about, which adds to being flustered and not getting things out the best possible way, I think. But the other is, it's an issue I don't talk about a lot. Well, one, because no one in my life really cares because they're not vegan. But for myself, you know, if I think about the mistakes I've made or falling off a vegan path during my entire journey, you know, because I was with someone and I was trying to compromise with them, you know, kind of go meet in the middle and live this like healthy life with them, and, you know, keep going and coming back to vegan, or like one night having a piece of bread and being like, oh no, I want to be raw vegan now, and coming back to it. You know, it's just anytime you make a mistake like that, and I say mistake because is it so bad? No, you're doing pretty good. Like, I really do think that. But it's still, don't you wish, well, I wish I was perfect. Like, wouldn't that be nice if I was a perfect person and I didn't make any mistakes? If I didn't, you know, I always, like, I know what I want, and then I just always did what I want, you know? Just kind of like when you're talking to someone and you think about a fight you had with them, perhaps, and you wish, I wish I never had that fight. I wish I never said those things. I guess it's regret, kind of. I mean, you just have to understand, like, I was doing my best at the time, and you learn from the mistakes and you move forward. You know, something I learned as I'm watching some other YouTubers and Instagram influencers with raw vegan food, it's so true. It's that these mistakes you make, if you fall off the path, it really has to do with being hungry. So just trying to eat as much as possible of the raw vegan diet. So getting enough, you know, not skimping out, like just keep eating more. Because whenever I'm full, I don't have an issue. It's usually when I don't plan to have enough food, or I don't have enough food, and eventually it gets easier. And I know that because when I first went raw vegan, I would stare at at vegan pizzas and burgers. I'm like, oh, French fries. Oh, I would just be like, dying for it. And now it's not that big of a deal, but definitely takes time. So, I mean, I'm like a year and a half in, and I really feel like you just keep going. Like, you just always keep going to what you want. And again, wouldn't that be cool if from day one I was perfect at everything? Like day one when I decided to do something, I'm doing it. I'm perfect at it. Yes. And that would be nice. And it's kind of sad if it's not that way, but honestly, that's how it goes with being a human and living a life. I'm sure maybe some people are, but I'm not perfect. But always, knowing your ideals, knowing what you want, I guess, is the most important thing. And always just kind of focusing on it, coming back to it, no matter what. And if something happens, you don't throw your arms up in the air and say, oh, no, I'm not this thing I want to be, right? I don't want to be a good person. Or, you make a mistake. You're a mean person one day. You have a fight with somebody, I'm a mean person now. You have a piece of bread or a piece of, you have a French fry. Oh, I'm not a raw vegan now. No, you had a French fry. You can get back on that health train, get right back on it. So that's how I view things, is that even when people mess up, quote unquote, something they do that's not part of their ideal, they are like, okay, that's fine. And then they get back into their ideal. So yeah, that's all I was really trying to say yesterday. I did make some other points. I won't rehash those, but that's about it. Contemplative. It's kind of like a moody day. It's a cloudy day, a contemplative moment right now. But that's it. Anyways, on a more cheerful note, food looks delicious, and it's nice in Southern California to have cloudy days because it's different. It's different weather. It's kind of exciting. You get to wear more snuggly, warm clothes, which is fabulous. I'm wearing these little vegan Uggs I got online. They were like $20, right? And they're super cozy. So that's another good thing is about being vegan, is when you have these knockoff leather products, when they're made out of different materials that are non-leather, they're usually a lot cheaper too, unless you're getting some fancy designer thing. But I find it very easy to get vegan products, non-leather vegan things that look fabulous and are fun and soft and the kind of materials that feel like what I want them to feel like. So all right, well, that's the end of my rambles today. No more rambles, pupc, no more rambles. All right, until tomorrow, guys. Bye.